What's up, Boss Babes? Coming to you guys from Haramain, India. My name is Rocky Singh Kandola, and I take the trip at least 2 times each year back and forth to India to my factory to maintain the quality and the consistency that you need in order to run your business efficiently.
What is up, Boss Babes? Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with Rocky. So today I have a special video for you guys. We are going to be talking about raw Indian hair, the ins and the outs, how to look for quality hair. And he's going to be talking to us. He's been there. He's sourced the hair, okay? So he knows his stuff, all right? So, and he's Indian. So we have some insiders going on today that you guys are going to be learning about raw hair. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. All right, Rocky, you ready for these questions?
Let's do it. Bring them on.
Okay. Again, like I said, you guys, we are in LA. So how long have you been here?
So I've actually been in LA for about 2.5 years now.
Okay. Did you have any storefronts like anywhere else, or?
No, the storefront back on the East Coast is mainly an apartment front building, and you know, the back of the minivan most of the time out there. So it's kind of grassroots out there on the East Coast.
All right. So you're from India. Did you already like know you wanted to come back here and sell the hair, or it just made sense?
So basically, I'm from India. I was born in New York though. My family's all Indian. So for me, like Indian families, we all got pushed in a couple of directions, and most of it's medical school or professional. For me, that's just not what I wanted to do.
My doctor's Indian.
Right. My doctor's Indian also, and not just my dad. But that just wasn't for me, you know. So it was a long story. Basically, about 6 years ago, is when a couple of different things happened in my life, and a couple, events came together that had to have been from somewhere above. Those kind of came together, and I thought it was all cursed and it was all going to be horrible. And ended up turning into a blessing. I ended up finding this business, through those struggles. You
don't understand the struggle while you're going through it, but then in the end, it all makes sense, right? Like this happens for a reason. So he only sells raw Indian hair, right?
100% raw Indian hair.
Okay, so we're at the store, you guys. I'm going to show you some of the stores so you guys can see what we're looking at. But you can already see we got all this hair right here. So you have unprocessed temple hair, but you also carry steam process, right?
Exactly. So there's a couple different methods when it comes to getting textures that aren't commonly available. When you're dealing with human hair, you have to think about it like this, really straightforward and common sense wise. This hair comes from natural women, and natural women have very certain styles. In India, there's not as many, like super deep curly, something curlier than this. There's not much of that going on.
So this is steam.
Exactly, that's been steam.
Okay, because I always try to inform y'all that even though it's processed, you have to know the difference between if they're steam processing your hair or chemically processing your hair, right?
Huge
so y'all don't do chemicals.
Exactly. At the actual factory where we're located in the suburb of India, we're not allowed to have some of those chemicals that are actually present in all the big factories. So and there's big reasons for that. One, the environmental impact, and two, not to mention you're putting something that dangerous in your hair and then putting it on your body, and you're not treating it probably at the same time. That's when you have those stories about kind of people getting chemical burns and rashes.
From hair?
From hair as well. And that's not extremely common, but in factories where they're rushing and using a lot of chemicals, it will happen.
Right.
And that's the reason in our factory we just use steam. We use a safe 3-day process, and that basically you're not going to get those curls that will stay in forever, like a perm, like a relaxer in your hair. It won't stay forever.
Did y'all hear that? Hold on. Did y'all hear that? Because a lot of people always ask, with curlier textures, if I flat iron it, will it return? And, after so long, if you keep putting heat on your hair, of course the curl pattern is going to go away, because it was created. And I also always tell people, why would you buy curly hair just to straighten it anyway, But I'm glad you brought that point, because it's not meant to stay forever, and it doesn't mean that the hair is bad just because it loses its curl pattern. Like, that happens to natural hair too. So yeah, yesterday when I was speaking to Carlos, he brought up the fact about the red strands for the henna. Because again, I always talk to them about when you work with Chinese manufacturers, a lot of the times if you find a red strand or an orange strand, those are fillers.
Got it.
So can you tell us the difference between the two, like a filler and it being natural?
And that's exactly what I was about to say. There is too. So when it comes to the fillers, those are usually red strands that are used in the manufacturing process to hold the lines together when they're doing wefting, right? And a lot of companies, they leave that in there because it adds a couple extra grams, and they can get away with it, or being smart, whatever. A lot of the huge companies, it comes down to bottom line numbers. Does this weigh 100 grams? Am I selling it for $104? If that's off by a gram, that's off by a dollar. I need to adjust it. I don't care about the quality. Make that price adjustment, that weight adjust. In North India, what's common is henna, like you were mentioning earlier. That's a traditional dye that women in India use in their hair. Men as well, when you get married, during times of deep remorse, different kind of religious times. Then we'll put like a tikka right here, a red dot of henna in their hair, and women will do even more than that. So that's very, very commonly found in North Indian hair. A lot of the women, dye their entire hairs with that during certain religious festivals and traditions. So when you see that in the hair, henna is not as common of a dye as in America, like bleaches and those kind of dyes we have. It's made from more traditional kind of herb substances in India, so it's not as damaging to the hair.
Right.
So when you do notice those kind of like light, like reddish tints, look at it really closely. First of all, make sure it's not fabric, like a string.
Right.
Then you immediately know it's a filler. The company's either made one mistake, if it's in one bundle, or if you see it a lot, they're trying to play games. Right. If you see henna in there, you see like an extreme amount of henna. Most large Indian companies will pass that off as okay hair. At our factory, that's one of the hairs we call wastage. So we buy from the temples in huge bulk amounts. When we buy those like 100 kgs, about 30 to 40% of that hair that we buy.
100 kgs. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
And imagine if that's like, say it's $100,000, right? Imagine taking that amount of hair and automatically throwing away and not being able to sell 30 to 40% of it. And that's actually what makes for good quality hair. The more hair you waste from the temples, the more hair you say, you know what, too much henna. You know what, this hair had too much knits. It looks like the donor might not have been healthy. The more hair you waste away, the less chances you have of giving the market bad bundles.
Right, and at the end of the day, it's all about quality, not quantity.
Exactly.
So what we're pretty much saying, you guys, is the difference in finding like a red strand of hair in your Indian hair versus a red strand in your Chinese hair. So that is part of their culture and part of their coloring process, how they get those colors that they need. So you guys don't like bleach the hair and stuff?
We can bleach the hair, like for our blondes. We usually when we want to bleach hair, we start with our really, really high quality hair or gray or brown hair. The reason for that is because it's really easier to get light without damaging it as much.
Right. So do you have some examples? Can we see some hair?
Yes, of course.
I want you to actually show you guys their hair because he actually offers wholesale. So this is the reason I wanted to really do this video while I was out in LA, because I know a lot of you have trouble finding vendors and quality vendors being made available without spending tons of money and lots of research. So I wanted to make sure I sat down with Rocky and actually talk to you guys about Indian hair so you can learn some stuff, but also put some people in touch with him who's looking for a raw Indian vendor to start your business. Okay, so let's get some hair so you guys can actually see the hair. Because I see we got this super long bundle behind us. It's 34 inches.
36, 34 right there, right?
Oh yeah, see. Hold on, let me grab it, y'all. Let me show y'all how long it is, okay?
So this is the 36-inch natural wave premium Indian temple hair. All from one donor, totally unprocessed, cuticle healthy from root to tip. You can do anything with this hair you want to right here, guys.
So what texture is this?
It's just a natural wavy texture right here. So in our South Indian, our premium natural textures, we don't call it anything like kinky, jerry, or body. It's just wavy, curly, and straight. Generally, your raw straight, if it's bone straight, 9 times out of 10, there's been some processing done to it. Indian hair naturally is going to have a very, very slight wave pattern at least.
I actually learned something new, you guys. So I didn't know that, well, I knew that there was 2 different parts mainly that you get hair from in India, right? But I did not know that there was a huge difference in North and South hair. So tell us a little bit about North and South and then the difference in the hair.
Got it. So there's two basic ways to approach talking about the differences in North Indian and South Indian hair. The first way is basically if you're talking to a retail consumer, somebody actually wearing the hair extensions. And that's kind of talking about the aesthetics of it, the touch and the feel. So North Indian hair, you're going to feel it's going to be a little more silkier. You're going to get much less textured hair, much less waves and curls like that.
All right, guys. So he actually has some North and South Indian hair, so we can show y'all while we're actually talking about it. All right. So which one is which?
Got it. So right here in my right hand, I have some North Indian hair extensions. This is actually a really nice piece of 26-inch of natural wavy North Indian hair. And then my left hand over here, I have a piece of South Indian younger donor 16-inch hair. So our younger donor collection, I can talk about that a little bit later. Basically, as it is what it sounds like. The girls are from a younger age. That means the cuticles are less processed and more healthy. So once again, the biggest difference between North and South Indian hair is at the very bottom of the North, you're going to find it kind of evens out a little bit and gets a little bit thinner. In the South Indian hair, you're going to have a little bit more fullness and thickness from root to tip. The girls in the South generally put a lot of coconut and argan oils in their hair and don't put any kind of chemicals, any kind of shampoo chemicals or color in it throughout their life.
I can definitely tell the difference. That's why I personally like raw hair, because I like it from root to tip to be thick and I don't need as much hair.
Many times you can get away with 2 bundles in our South Indian as well.
This was the 26, and this was the natural wavy, right?
Yep, natural wavy 26.
So yeah, y'all. So when you guys do see raw hair that has like those definite curls, it's steam process.
100%.
Yeah, so make sure like whatever vendor or manufacturer you're using, they're keeping it real with y'all and they're actually telling you, yes, we steam this hair. Don't let them tell you, no, this is raw. So you have to make sure you're informed and know the difference.
Exactly.
So, like he gonna keep it real and be like, yeah, we have processed hair, but we also have unprocessed hair. So this would be the unprocessed hair, right?
Exactly. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you a quick little product intro. Starting all the way over here to the left-hand side, we have some natural waves right here with clip-in hair extensions. This unit was made to a full piece. This is left over. Moving along to the bottom of the wall right here, this is the way the hair comes when it's directly cut off the head. So it's totally loose at the top. This hair is used for braiding, wig making as well, and we have a couple samples just to show you what it looks like from the store.
Oh, for people who ventilate,
for
right?
ventilate as well,
Yeah.
exactly. Totally loose at the top, and we sell this raw in the curls and the straight as well.
So this is raw from someone's head.
Exactly. This
So
is just
that's
how
bulk.
it looks. Bulk.
Yes.
That little rubber band right there kind of usually tells you which temples it comes from. That's kind of like an insider manufacturer thing. Most of the time when we know the temples, like the yellows will come from the south Tirupati temples. They'll put red on a different temples from the south as well. A lot of people in the manufacturing world know that now, so they try to switch the colors, so beware of that. I guess moving on now, guys, we have the halo piece right here. This is like more for like a Caucasian, Spanish type of women. They wear this a lot. They put like their hair up and then put this little fishnet band behind it, and it goes directly behind their head. We can make all kind of custom units and pieces like this. Might take us about 7 to 9 business days, but we can always do it for you with any kind of color or style. There's some red and some blonde made in a body wave. If you could touch it and feel it, you can see after the bleach was put on it, after it was lifted again, it still has a really light, nice, smooth, and good feeling texture. Moving on from there, above that we have our steamed wave right here. This is actually a piece that's been in store for a couple months now. It was once like a little bit tighter than this. We leave it out like this for an example for our customers. Imagine someone running their hands through your hair 10 times a day for 3 months straight, how your hair would look. You know, it probably look a little bit worse than this if you didn't do anything to it, which we didn't. So we leave that up there to show you like the versatility and longevity of this hair. So moving right along, we have our South Indian natural waves and natural curls, as well as our natural straight right here. Once again, guys, this is the top level in human hair extensions. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. The hair needs to come from India. The manufacturing process, labor, and team needs to be on point, tight, and looked after each and every single day, or you will not have good hair after a few months. We have some of our blonde hair. This hair has been extremely processed since it's been curled as well as made into blonde. So we do recommend against that as much. However, if you do need it done, we can do it at our factory in a pretty good style for you, so you can still lift it and manipulate it after that.
And your factory is actually in India.
In India. So we're about 50 minutes from the airport in a place called Gurgaon, India. It's just near New Delhi, India, basically.
So Carlos was telling me a little about you have to actually have a license. That's what a lot of people do not know.
Exactly.
That you need a license to source from the temples, right?
Exactly. So the temples are like the huge sourcing places. People go out there and spend at least $50,000 to $150,000 per order, and that's on huge amounts of bulk hair. There's a big trading company in India. The name slips my mind right now, but they have an online website that actually does steel trade, fur trade, all kind of other stuff. They're in charge of trading all the hair from all the temples at these areas. So you must have an Indian ID, a tax ID, which is called a PAN card, and land out there. I am an Indian dual citizen as well. I got my citizenship back in 2009, so I have all those things covered, and I speak the language as well. Not knowing at least 1 or 2 of those things or having a really good solid partner that does would put you in a disadvantaged position as far as working in the market or trying to, procure a better deal out there. So I do recommend that if you're going to go out there, great idea. I would strongly recommend it. Definitely make sure you have a strong partner with you. You have enough time in your heart and mind and body is open enough to take the time it requires to learn what's really going on and to make those connections properly out there. Or just come see me.
Yes. Which one would you say is the higher quality, north or south hair?
Got it. So it's one thing we struggle with a lot is like how to call this hair, because it's just hair is hair. It's wavy, curly, or straight. Our highest quality, quote unquote, is our young donor hair. And the way we judge quality is this: we know what the cuticle health life is for younger people that didn't process their hair versus what it is for older people that did process their hair. So our North Indian hair is kind of where like there's more chemicals being used, there's more pollution in the north. The girls are using colors in their hair, styling it a lot throughout their lives. So that's our entry-level North Indian hair. Moving up from there is our South Indian, which is basically the top line I was talking about in hair extensions. The hairs from the south, the women down there are more remote villages. They're covering their hair, they're protecting it, they're using good oils that are all natural from the ground. They actually wash their hair with a natural egg-based shampoo from India. It's not even really It's available in the market here, but it's not branded in India. It's just made from home. So it's really, really natural stuff out there. And the hair in the South, genetically as well, very, very cutically healthy. This is the hair that you can color down to 613, lift back up to a red, purple, or pink, and still have beautiful, soft, flowing hair.
All right, so like we previously mentioned, he do offer wholesale. So if you guys are looking to add or looking for a raw hair vendor that sells Indian hair, quality Indian hair from the source, like he's Indian, he goes to India. When is your next trip to India?
I'll actually go in October. Actually, September 24th, I'll be landing.
Oh.
We do tours in India as well. I bring you guys out to our factory.
See, I may be interested in that actually. No, because I literally really want to go.
Definitely. Like, so basically out there, I'm going to show you the business side, of course, the factories, the temples, but I'm actually going to show you what it's like to be from India, what it's like to do business with the Indian man, and what the culture, tradition, and lifestyle is about. So you really understand, if you care about this business, if you care about the hair, if this is what you want to do for the rest of your life, if you want to make a company and a life out of it, this is something, in my opinion, is super important.
To actually go out there and make the
understand
connection.
Understand the lifestyle, the culture. It's different. It's 10,000 miles away. You know, business, people, custom, taxes are different. When you get that, you understand how to give that value to your clients and let them know what's going on. You understand also how to keep in touch with the people out there and how to talk to them. So you end up having like a big group and family community of vendors on that side, of suppliers on that side, of clients over here, redistributors over here, and we all kind of merge together out there in India.
So how long do you, like, if you do the tours, how long, like, yeah, I'm serious, I didn't know he do that until, like, right at this moment, so I'm really interested. So how long do you stay out there for when you do the tours?
So we have two options. There's a 4-night tour and a 7-night tour. The 4-night tour is only going to keep you in the north of India. You're going to see my factory, you're going to meet some suppliers. We also take you to marketing centers, packaging centers, allow you to meet those people directly so you can formulate those connections and have your marketing, your packaging, things taken care of. The 7-day tour also includes South India, where you'll get to go to the actual temples. One of my last ladies that went, she actually got to go there and donate a piece of her hair as well. She didn't want to cut her whole hair off, so she donated a piece. Yeah. So her father actually got her book published and his t-shirt made while he's out there as well. So there's a lot of value we provide out there with tours, not just hair.
So did y'all hear that? Like, a lot of people asked me before, do I do hair factory tours? And I'm like, I haven't even went on one. So they actually offer that too. So that's really awesome. But if you guys,
he'll be with me directly when you come out there, by the way, too. So.
Yes, he's gonna be with him and everything. Okay. So if you guys aren't, you don't know, you can't make the tour, or you're not trying to, dive in all the way just yet. You want to kind of start out small. What's the minimum for the wholesale?
So our minimum wholesale prices start at around 10 bundles. That's 1 kilogram. We have a sliding scale, so the more volume you're purchasing, the better your price is going to get.
Right.
We can work with you if you want to work on something a little lower than that, under 10 bundles. Just need to reach out to a representative directly.
Okay. See, you see what I do for y'all? Y'all see I'm out here on the hunt, making sure y'all get them coins, okay? All right, well, thank you for having me, Rocky.
You're very welcome. Thank you
so,
for coming.
anything else you want them to know?
My name is Rocky Singh Kandola, and I take the trip at least 2 times each year back and forth to India to my factory to maintain the quality and the consistency that you need in order to run your business efficiently. So give me a call or come visit me in LA, and I'll be more than happy to help you out as well. Thank you.
All right, y'all, make sure you guys check out Rocky. He's gonna get you together. We have finally found y'all an authentic, quality Indian vendor straight from the source, y'all. He goes to India twice a year. He's Indian, his family's there, his factory's there. Y'all are welcome, okay? I don't wanna hear your mouth. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Check out Rocky and get y'all businesses going. Go get your coins, because you have no excuses now. You have no excuses. I don't wanna hear it, all right? So that's it for the video, Rocky. Did you enjoy us?
I did. You guys are a pleasure to have here. Welcome anytime.
All right, thank you. See you guys in my next video.